if I poured you a drink, would you sit down and talk with me? Lend me your ear and I'll bring you along. We can split the day rate 50-50. Oh, baby, I get by. Oh, and all I need is somebody, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get high. Oh, 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 oh. Baby, I need somebody. Oh, all I need is somebody. Oh, I'm gonna get high.
Welcome to the Pro EDU podcast. We talk and drink with your favorite artists. So grab yourself a cold sarsaparilla, take your pants off, kick back, and enjoy. I don't know about you, I take comfort in that.
All right, we are live in our fourth week of podcast. Today, I am joined by longtime community member of Pro EDU, portrait photographer, man of the world, Pedro Oliveira. Pedro?
Hello, everyone. How's everybody?
Tudo bem?
Tudo bem, tudo certo.
Yes.
We're training Portuguese before we started here.
Yeah, so Pedro is Brazilian, but he hasn't been back in, what, you said 19 years, 30 years?
No, 8 years. 8 years. I guess last time I was there was 2015. Yeah, it's been a while. It's about time to get back.
Yeah, so you've been an absolute awesome member of the Pro EDU community. I can remember your name for years and years now.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. I love your work. I've loved seeing you just like crush it over the last few years.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah.
Give me like the rundown of like you as an artist. Like, who are your clients? What do you shoot? And
First of all, sounds like an advertising, but it is not. The history of my creative path is just like intertwined with you guys, because I remember some of the first tutorials I ever had in photography was from RGB, right? Was for RGB before.
That would have been a better name. It was RGG, but RGB.
RGG. Yeah. And then you guys changed for, and then I started hanging out with, hanging out with Seth and the queen of photography, the Lady Woodman, and started just doing my thing. But I was born in Brazil. Never held a camera until 2014. Never thought about taking pictures, and then I moved from Atlanta, Georgia, which is where I first moved into this country, to Portland. And you've been there; it rains a lot all the time. And I was homesick. Did not have friends, and then a friend of mine said, "Oh, why don't you grab a camera?" Which I did, and I started shooting everything, and I started doing portraiture. And the first portrait that I ever took was of this homeless guy that was in my square, and that became a project after a while. And the word didn't exist at the time, but the project went viral. And a local newspaper picked up the series of portraits, and from there I got published locally. And I think a local business asked if I want to do photography for money, and I was going to Portland State University. I was studying journalism. I was like, hold on, so I can actually make money out of it. And then I started doing Groupon at the time, doing like $35 photography. But I loved it. I was my second undergrad. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I thought journalism was it. And then I found a way to merge everything. Now I can take photos, make money, and still make a career out of it. So I started shooting locally, coffee money was going to school, and more local businesses started to look for my work. And in the process of making more and more imagery, I think my craft got better. That's a little presumptuous, but I think that's how it went. And it was a process, really. Still, so today I shoot internationally. I shoot for magazines and brands. So a few recognizable brands that I have shot: National Geographic, Vanity Fair, Forbes, and then those are editorials. And then I shoot
A couple of the
for
small ones. Just a couple small ones. No big deal. Vanity Fair.
recognizable ones. They're brands that people never heard about that I shoot to. And then I in advertising I shoot for all those same brands. I shoot a lot of automotive. I shoot lifestyle a lot. Just wrapped a campaign with Visit Dallas, which is the Dallas tourism department. I shot with Jeep. I've shot with all those name drops. All those guys. So yeah, so I'm basically shoot around the world. I've been pretty lucky that people like what I do, and they hire me. I just came back from a 6-month trip from Saudi Arabia. I was technically living there, shooting for their tourism department. And I'm just grateful that I found something that I'm fairly decent at, and that people think I'm good enough to pay my bills.
Yeah, I was checking out all your stories and just, the amount of time that you were in Saudi Arabia. Let's talk about that. How did you win that job, and what was it like day to day working there?
So advertising is a weird thing. I joke that most of people are unemployed, I don't know, 6-7 times in their lifetime. And if you work as a freelance in advertising, it's every month you're unemployed again. So it's part of our job to just pretty much cold call people. So my routine is waking up, go jogging, come back, take a shower, have some breakfast, sit in front of the computer, and I write emails and contact people and, hey, let's get some coffee. And that was kind of the same process for Saudi Arabia. I was quite bold of me, really. I contacted they call the tourism authority. It's not department there. Everything is very grand in Saudi Arabia. And I say, hey, I'm a director, and this is what I do. I've shot for such and such and such, and I would love to work with you guys. Contacted once, twice, 3 times, 5 times, never heard back. And I'm like, okay, that one was lost. And about, I think, a year later, the executive creative director for the tourism department contacted me and said, well, we have a campaign. We are just renewing the whole brand, and we want somebody with your style. But there's a caveat here, and it's a 6-month long campaign, and it's going to run for as long as you're here. And I turned down and said, no, I cannot leave the US for 6 months. And then they came back with the proposal of what if you're here 2 months at the time, and we give you a break, a 10-day break every 2 months. And that one was more doable for me. And of course, when they say how much they want to pay, like, just tell me when and where. And but it was fascinating. It was fascinating. They just to be exposed to a different culture that I do not know anything about Saudi Arabia. Everything that I knew about the Middle East was either highly cartoonized, which is exaggerated, or was very negative, to be very honest. And I tell you, Saudi people are the kindest people you will know, and they have the quirkiest humor anywhere I've ever been. It's just like, they're hilarious people, very, very kind. On one of the trips that I made back home, I left everything there, like my clothing and gear, and all I brought home was the gifts that they gave me. Because if you turn down, it's very offensive to them. So everywhere we would go, we would get gifts and food, the banquets. So sometimes you're shooting 3 times a day. We had to have like huge meals, 3 times a day because everything there is so great, and is that their way to display affection and kindness. And it changed my perspective. Definitely changed my perspective on what I thought I knew while living in America and what I experienced there. And of course, there's the project itself. I did some things that I, growing up dirt poor in Brazil, I never thought I would be able to say. I would say some stuff like, yeah, this week we've flown a one engine plane through the Sahara Desert, the sunset. And like, the imposter syndrome was like, I can't believe that I'm actually living this. And it was fantastic. It was out of this world, really.
It sounds amazing. So what were your deliverables? Were you shooting like every day and handing over files, or like what did you have to produce?
So this was massive. We are shooting every day. Generally, for advertising, we go with 10 to 12-hour day. That's the standard for advertising. And we're shooting, man, I would say, yeah, every day. We're shooting 3 different locations a day. I guess we shot for 125 locations. So the deliverables were massive. They have their own retouching department. So that's what I was telling you before we turned on the camera. Depending on what I'm doing in advertising, I become the director instead of just the photographer because I delegate stuff. So there's a whole crew. I had to go to Egypt to train their retoucher on my style. And I think they're 2 retouchers, graphic designers. And I might be wrong, but I think that we had like 150 deliverables, which is massive for the United States. We normally don't do this much of library. Yeah. And as far as raw files go, God knows. I think I have 8 terabytes of information in my hard drive just from stuff.
Did they require you to like basically hand over all the raw files or just the deliverables?
Yeah, because their retouching team would take care of it. So what I normally do is just deliver everything. It's still my copywritings, obviously, but they have the right to. I think we had a 5-year deal for the copywriting and reproduction, but they have to have everything because they would make the selection. There's the director's cut as well, but their selection they made. And as a matter of fact, we just got selected. A lot of name dropping here by Lerzer magazine as one of the 200 best ads of 2023. So I'm very proud because it was it was fascinating but difficult. Sometimes we were the equivalent of shooting in New York in the morning, shooting in Dallas in the afternoon, and shooting sunset time in LA. Same day, so 2-3 planes every day, and the body feels it's a big toll on the body. But hey, I could be back in Brazil just carrying bananas, banana crops. I'm good. That works for me.
Well, that's awesome. Well, congratulations! Like that's such a huge accomplishment. I know for so many photographers, they might start with portraiture, they might start with weddings, they might start shooting like their family stuff, and like they want to get to the point where they're being hired to shoot these campaigns because for many it's the ultimate, right? So
yeah.
The fact that you got hired by another country to come over for that long and for them to put trust in a foreigner and not someone local it's huge. So
yeah, I don't take for granted. Really, I think most of the creatives who get to the point that they're making real money out of their art have this huge imposter syndrome going on. I talk, sounds a little presumptuous, but I joke that advertising's kind of the NFL of creatives because there's only a few of us doing it. So everybody knows everybody. So we are always talking, talking shop and that stuff. And there's not a single creative I know that doesn't think their work is rubbish. And one day they will figure it out that we are not worth what
Isn't
we
it great?
worth it.
Just a bunch of
Like,
self-deprecating artists.
oh yeah, it feels comforting. Like, yeah, I suck, and like, yeah, I think I suck too. And when you hear somebody like Kate Woodman, Kate is my buddy, so I think about her all the time. I'm thinking like, yeah, my work is not that good, and I'm like, no, this is a mirage. Her work is amazing, and everybody you talk to, but without trying to philosophize much, I feel it's one of the superpowers of being a creative. This toxic behavior is what makes you want to be better. Because I generally believe once you get to the point where you think, "Oh, I'm so great," that's it. That's the death of your creative juice, because you get comfortable, and uh, you know, like I said, I don't take for granted. I know that what I'm doing, there are like dozens, if not hundreds, of people trying to get there. So if you just get accommodated, they're young people just trying to get where you are. So I feel like this sense of being uncomfortable with the position you are makes you constantly try to learn more and try to experiment. And
Yeah.
it's bad for your mental health, but it's good for your craft.
Yeah. So back to the job, when they
Mhm.
proposed, like when they proposed that they'd have their own retouchers do it, were you on board with that? Did you like that? Or was it something that they just like demanded?
It's generally a mixed bag. Um, we act and so when there's this big project like this, we act as negotiator and business owner and creative lead. And what I generally try to do is here's the recipe for the carrot cake. If you don't put carrots, you put bits. That's going to be something different. Um, so whenever somebody says, "Oh, I want my own retoucher," my approach is that's fine. You don't have to pay me or my retouchers to do anything, but that might alter the final result, because I'm used to work. Either I do my own retouching, or I use high end retouchers like Seth, or there are a bunch of amazing Brazilian, well, including Hugo that just got with you guys. And
Yeah.
we are used to each other's workflow. So it poses a challenge to get somebody who you never worked with. Uh, for instance, this retoucher from Egypt, sweetheart, the kid was amazing. But his style for the region he worked was highly saturated. My style for that particular, what I had in mind, was kind of more like National Geographic sort of thing, like Joey L sort of thing. And we, in the first month, we struggled to kind of fine tune my vision with what he was used to. And we used to joke all the time, Amir, the saturation, that's too saturated. That's not what we're going for. So we posed this challenge, but ultimately, it's part of the job as a creative lead for a project like this to educate the retoucher on what you need. And that's why, it's a teamwork. The retoucher has the skills, is your job, my job as a creative lead to fine tune and say, hey, this is my vision, how I want, without being rude, obviously. But it's part of what we do. Just make sure that the deliverables are in accordance to what the client wants ultimately. With sometimes it happens to me too. My vision is not the client's vision. So who has the dibs on the whole thing is who's paying the bills, which is always the client. So I
Yeah.
got in situations which I don't, I wouldn't do this retouching myself the way it is. But if you're happy, that's ultimately what we need, the client to be happy. So we keep getting hired over and over again.
So with a job that big, how are you managing like the back and forth of every single edit, every single review with the client? There's probably a bunch of people involved. So how did you manage that?
Um, there are certain ways for each job is unique. What I normally do, so what we normally do, it's highly contractual. Everything that we do. So if you get agencies like Saatchi, they go down to the T, to the point of like, I want the files delivered in 2000 by 2000. RGB as RGB, blah, 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 blah. So that is idiot proof. You all you got to do whatever they want. When the client it's not as well versed, or you're not used to work with the client, we normally put on the contract, you'll have 2 rounds of retouching, so or correction. So we send what we think the client wants, and then the client goes photo per photo and say, oh, I want this with less saturation. I wanted this a little warmer or cooler or more treatment. And they do it up to 2 times. And if there's any further revision, now it's up to us to negotiate. Generally, the retouchers charge an extra fee to do a third, fourth. That's a way to control, because people are never satisfied. So if when my green days, I would have clients asking for 4 or 5 rounds of revision, and that's time. That's time that takes away from me from getting another job. It's time that takes away from the retoucher to get another job done. So it's generally contractual, and I think the standard has been 2 rounds of revisions, and after that, if you want some more, it's pay to play, baby.
So let's talk about pricing, because at the level that you're at, it can change quite a bit, and licensing comes into play. So how much of your work are you licensing, and are you dealing on a worldwide, North America, South America? Like, how are you kind of managing and navigating this world of pricing?
Well, I'm lucky to have a godsend agent called George Watson. He does the numbers. I very often, he's asking me about, oh, how much I don't know, George, you do you. So it's a teamwork. Agents normally take between 25 and 30% of whichever job we get. It's a high number, but what they do, I would never want to do, which is basically juggle with pricing, how much you're getting, how much you're paying, and fees. So I only know to a certain extent, because that's my function. I'm the creative side of this equation. So I'm focusing on talking to DP if we're talking about videos, talking to my first assistant if we're talking about photography, and location scout. So I'm generally managing the creative side of it. There is a whole lot. It's I know that they have an equation, but for me, from the creative side, it's quite confusing, really. So it depends on the region. Depends, obviously, the usage. If you want to buy out for perpetuity, that's more expensive than 2 years usage or something like that. Editorials, for instance, don't pay enough to buy lattes, but they give you a lot of exposure, real exposure, not that one that like, hey. So for me, doing editorials, even though I think the max that I ever got paid for an editorial was $2,000. That was it, and it was one of those big names. In advertising, changed everything. The equation varies a whole lot depending on the client, depends on where it goes. Is it North America? Is it, like right now we are bidding on a project, there's an NDA, so I'm not going to tell you who it is. If you don't know what NDA is, not you, whoever's listening, is a non-disclosing agreement. So we sign a little paper saying that we cannot talk about the client, mention their names, and there's a penalty if we ever do. So this production, this particular production, it's getting to, the bid is about $600,000. Not for me, but for the whole production. In parallel, we are bidding in another project that is $50,000 production. So the discrepancy is huge. It depends on so many factors. And sounds like that I'm trying to be the gatekeeper, but I promise you, it's just very confusing for me to understand. But ultimately, what comes down to is usage. If it's perpetuity, if it's a 1, 2, 3 years, and where it's going to be running the ads. Is it point of sales, which I think we call POS. I was giggling about it. Not mature enough. So hey, what is it? POS? Point of sales is outdoor. Yeah, it's it doesn't live in the web. It's print, and of course, it's going to be global. It's going to be national. It's going to be international. So mostly that, and of course, the brand. The brand has a specific budget, which 99% of the time they don't tell us because we are triple bidding in most of the things. Sometimes the client says, "This is all I have. I have $50,000. Can we do it?" So we try to accommodate whatever they need. Cut here, bend there, and most of the time we can. Or we just triple bid and we put what it needs. It adds up pretty quickly, by the way. When I tell these numbers at home, especially having my family in Brazil, they generally think I'm multimillionaire. And they're like, I only get one small part of all of this because camera gear is expensive, especially if you're talking about motion. Like we are about to shoot with Alexa 35. That thing is like $100,000. So to rent is $3,000 a day. And then there's grip, there's gaff, there's catering, there's production assistant, assistant director, there's myself, my agent. So it adds up pretty quickly. So people see those numbers like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. But there's a lot of people in the productions too, and the back and forth, and hotel rooms and that stuff. So it can add up pretty quickly. That was a long non-answer, I feel.
No, I love that answer. I accept it.
So cool.
So the production side of what you do, I mean, especially at like the $500,000 mark, is huge. So when did you get a producer? Do you have a producer? Are you doing it? Like, who's on your production side?
So it's a cool thing. I don't know if you ever watched that thing called Captain Planet. It was a cartoon back in the day.
Yeah.
And they would summon Captain Planet. And I joke that that's kind of how the production works. I have my right-hand man throughout the country, and but not always I can work with the people I love working with. If you go to LA...
Is the Silver Surfer on your team? Wasn't he part of
What is it?
Captain? The Silver Surfer, wasn't he part of it?
Oh, I wish. What is it?
The Silver Surfer? I might be remembering it incorrectly, but I'm pretty sure.
No. This is like a half-ass cheesy cartoon that I watched as a kid, and these kids had like rings, and one had like earth and hearts, and
I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, go for it. And they would use their rings to summon Captain Planet that would save the day all the time. So I have my entourage throughout the country. Joe Elgar is one of the best first assistants in this country. He's always booked up. Johnny Jeff is my Digitech. If I can't fly Johnny, I think I flew him from Arizona for the Universal campaign that we just shot. So we have this bunch of people who are not related. Nobody's anybody's employee. But whenever the production takes place, we're like, hey, are you available at that period? Are you available those days? And we assemble. So to your question, depends on where I am. In Arizona, I'm name dropping. So if you guys are hiring, hire these guys. They're amazing. Like Mara Margalian in Arizona, she's amazing, executive producer. In LA, there's Connie Coe. Love Connie. So it depends on where you are. You have like these people that you go to. But when it comes to, how can I say without sounding wrong, it's not lower level. For instance, the second assistant on set is something less skilled. It requires a less specialized skill. So you don't have to have like a trusty person. So this ones I generally put on my Instagram. It's like, hey, is anybody available in this city when I'm shooting there? But like the key ROS, DPs, Digitech. If you don't know what Digitech is, guys, Digitech is the guy that manages the data on set and the cameras and the laptops. It makes it run smoothly so you don't have any problem with it while you're shooting an 8-hour, 10-hour day. So I have my key people, depends on where I am, and the other functions we basically, word of mouth or put on my Instagram, and we kind of assemble the whole crew within days. So there's a lot of back and forth via email and phone and so on.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how are people finding you now? I mean, I know you're in Lurzers, but who is putting your work out there? Is your agent like doing the old school thing and like repping your book? Is he sending out, ads, marketing?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that. That's a good question. My agent just started doing the old style thing, like the real book, and like, hey, can we come to your agency? And then we buy some. Everybody loves wine and cheese, so he buys like crap load of cheese and wine, and they have a happy hour and stuff. But the thing is if you are interested in advertising, that's heartbreaking, to be honest, because to start in advertising is very painful. It's a lot of money that you spend just to get your foot at the door. Not gonna lie to you, I don't think I would be able to do it if I did not have a partner who would help me in the first 2 years of my life. There's a lot. First of all, you gotta get used to rejection, which is not human behavior. I talk to other directors. I think like the sweet spot is for every 8 beats that we get 1 job. For motion is even more. For motion, I know this girl. She's from Argentina, Argo Bruera. If you don't know this girl, you guys should know her. She is one of the most amazing directors I know. And she said, well, yeah, for motion direction is about for every 20 bids that we have, I get 1 job. So it's a high level of rejection. That's one thing that if you're thinking about getting advertising, you got to embrace that. Your work's not for everybody. And people will ignore you all the time, and they will ghost you all the time. We have jobs that are like, yeah, you guys were awarded. Let's prepare. And then everybody's happy and everybody, oh, great, we got this job. And then silence. And we joke there's a death silence. And a week later, hey, I'm still doing this. And 2 weeks later, they're like, yeah, the client just killed the job. And there's everybody on lock and this and that. So to your question, I drift away quite easily. I think I'm a little bit hyperactive, so I lose focus. Marketing. So I do email people all the time. I feel like LinkedIn is a great tool. You still got to do your homework because you don't find their email. So you got to, there are lists that you can build like agency access. They're not very reliable. That's not my personal strategy. Is just like person to person. I like to talk to somebody and write an email. Some people, lots of people do e-blasts. I don't believe in e-blasts. I hate receiving e-blasts from people. So I'm not going to do to somebody what I hate people doing to me. And so it's a snowball, really. So in the beginning, I would say just contact your local small business, because here's the thing. You can be doing the best marketing ever. If your craft is not on point, nobody's going to hire you. If you don't have a portfolio, there's often I get people message me like, how do I break into it? Like, may I see your website? I don't have a website. Yeah. So how do you think people are going to find you? Crystal ball? They're not going to knock on your door? Is the commission of hiring new photographers? That doesn't exist. So having a website is it's the beginning of it. And have solid craft. Like I said, just go on Behance if you think that I'm lying, just go on Behance and look at the level of the work that you get there. So it's right here. If you think you're good, if you want to eat a humble pie, just look around. This guy is creating. Everybody's so really good, and so you have to master a craft. And for that, you have Pro EDU. There you go. That was the plug.
The plug. I appreciate that.
and email people. Accept the fact that your work's not for everybody. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not for that person. And once you start getting noticed, publications, magazines, I won awards, so it puts a spotlight on my name as well. Everybody has this idea, and I would like to debunk right away. I don't think, sounds like cliche, you hear that all the time, but not everybody needs an agent. Because I'm sorry to destroy your little world, but everybody's in this for money. And an agent is not going to hire anybody that's not already making money or have their own clients, because they're in this for money. So I'm speaking in first person, my own experience. I wanted to have an agent, and nobody would even talk to me because who have you shot for? Who are you shooting for? And this guy's got to pay their bills, and they got to feed their families, and they're not very unlikely going to hire someone who doesn't know how the business works. So I think agents are those guardian angels that make sure that they're doing the dirty work, like I was telling earlier, and managing numbers and talking to producers and talking about estimates while you're focusing on the creative side. So in a nutshell, I think exposure, whichever way you get exposure, talk to local businesses, have business cards, they're still important. Shake some hands, awards are great. Email people with dignity. Don't blast the hell out of them. I've seen people who would send email blasts every week, and creative directors hate that. They just absolutely hate it. And eventually, if you get lucky enough and work hard enough, and you don't after you get your heart broken 300 times, people will start noticing your work. I feel like just now, I'm starting to get noticed by all the effort that I've been putting in this work for the past 7-8 years. There was John Kitley, he's a photographer out of Seattle. Watched a workshop from him when I was just super beginner, and he said it takes between 5 to 7 years for people to start noticing your work. And I'm like super fresh off the boat, like, no, I'm gonna make it. and just now, 8 years after I started doing photography, is that, oh yeah, I remember your name. I've seen you somewhere. But it takes time. I think there is a study that says that people have to see your name 26 times. Don't quote me on that. Before they start recognizing your name. When it's a saturated market like photography, it might take even more. So it's not you, it's them. It's just takes time for people to. And of course, timing is so important. I've got projects that are like, I contacted him, like this Visit Dallas. I contacted them, and they say, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you contacted us. We really need somebody to shoot our next campaign. It was as simple as that. And I'm like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah, let's triple beat, but I love your work. And I was awarded. But sometimes you contact someone and they don't need anybody now. They don't need anything. So it has a lot to do with luck, hard work, and just keep grinding, because it's almost like a religion, really. You got to believe that what you're doing is working, even though it doesn't seem like it's moving. But it is. Just
Gotta
keep
have
doing it.
faith.
Yeah, it's definitely like that. Just like you got to believe that it is working, because in the naked eye, you're not going to see any effort. There's no fruit. It's not right away. So it takes time.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's get
I
into
talk
your
a lot.
Instagram. No, it's good. I like it. I like the
Let's
way
get
you
on my
talk.
Instagram. Oh, I feel naked now.
Yeah. I mean, you don't. Hey, this is a pants optional type of podcast. So,
Yeah, cool.
all right.
Let's go for it.
All right.
And
Can
how
you
do you
see?
know that I'm wearing pants, by the way?
I know that you're not. So, neither am I. Pants optional. All right. So
Yeah.
I've been
Use
starting
your
with everyone's.
imagination.
What?
Cool.
Okay. Here we go. We got a reel.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
little
look at.
reel there. A little ego feeding reel. It was like my trips through Middle East, Mexico, uh, Europe.
Oh, the slow motion hug. I love it.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, these were part of several campaigns. I shot this super cool campaign for a tequila a brand, and um, I don't drink, but I had a lot of fun because they're allowed to drink at work. And 4:30 in the morning, everybody was like super
They're allowed to drink at
excited.
work,
They are.
and at 4:30
They
in the
really
morning, they're
are.
all drinking
First
every
day,
day.
like I don't know if it was every day, but they're definitely having shots with me there. So yeah,
Yep.
so
I
they
mean,
call the Himadores. Funny people, Mexican people are so funny. They would tell these jokes in Spanish, and despite of fallacy, I don't understand much Spanish. And they would like tell him the joke, and the translator would just tell the joke, and I would kind of laugh because it would get lost in translation, and they would just cry laughing at each other. Just like it was a great experience.
yeah. All right. So self-portrait, portrait number 2.
Self-portrait. So I have this thing. It started when I moved here. You might not want to know that. I drove from California from Oregon because I was commuting between Orange County and Portland. So I drove from Portland to Dallas, and I had a photo session with this duck, and for a client, and I was like, I might use that for another session. And I started taking photos with this duck throughout different places that I would stop. And I kind of enjoyed the whole goofiness of it. So
Yeah.
as of now, this duck has seen 3 continents and I think like 4, no, I'll say more like a half a dozen countries. And I
What's
take
the duck's
take
name?
the. It was stupid. I met this bunch of kids and I say, hey, I have this thing that I'm thinking uh, I'm doing. I do want to give the duck a name. And they all like, oh, let's call him Ducky. And I was kind of too embarrassed to say that was the least creative name anybody could give to a duck. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be Ducky. So
I've got
that's
a.
it.
Yeah. No, I like ducks. I have a tattoo of a duck.
No
I'm
shit,
down
is
with it.
that right?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, yeah.
His name's Donald Duck, though.
Oh, the Donalds. Uh-huh. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So this is
All right.
a spec for Jeep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. What's the name of Big's Big Bridge? Yeah, this was a cool one. I love cars, and actually, we were kind of exchanging some info because I was in that group of was it Corvettes that I got in the group, and you're like, hey, you like Corvettes too? Do you remember that?
I'm pretty sure it was Mustangs.
Mustangs, and and I was looking for a photo shoot, and you're just telling me like, yeah, I love those, and I'm crazy about cars, and but I hate photographing them just like as machines. I'm not a product photographer, so I just incorporate lifestyle and storytelling into them, and seems like people
Yeah.
like it. So
Yeah. I love.
yeah.
Yeah. This is that epic bridge at Big Sur.
Yeah, from Big Little Lies. Yeah, it's called Bixby Bridges in Monterey. I love
Yeah.
Monterey. It's a low key city, expensive as comes, but it's a cool thing. This was at the Great State Fair of Texas. I photographed it for the first time. This was not for any client, but interestingly, um, it's cool, but it's not like let's go 5 days of the week cool. But we shot at the fair one day, and then my partner wanted to go again and again. So I ended up going like 4 days fair this year. So the first day when I shot this, I had just wrapped a campaign with the City of Dallas, and the last day was actually there too. So they might even use some of these images. They're mine. They're not for the project, but it was kind of funny.
Yeah. The Reason You Fly. What's this?
This is a local business. I try to stay active when I'm not shooting campaigns to experiment. This is a aircraft engineering company. I'm fascinated with grungy environments. I'm fascinated with gears, and so they let me just sneak in and photograph. So this is the crew. They basically refurbish this piece called crankshafts, which all small planes need to operate. And so this is a personal project. I just love
Nice.
the look, how grunge it is, industrial sort of thing.
Yeah. It's got a very specific color grade to it. So how do you come up with your color work?
Oh man, that's a good question. I feel like it's a journey, really. I always thought that my work was great when I was beginning. I always thought, oh, look at me, how great I am. And when I look back, it's so embarrassing to realize how raw and gross that was. So, you fine tune and you start learning more and changing things. And somebody said that there is a study, don't quote me on that where you were born and where you live influences your color palette. For instance, Russian artists tend to use lots of blues and lots of whites and lots of reds. And it has to do with the cold climate there, like the weather is generally cold and this and that. And similarly, Latino in heritage tends to be more like warmer tones and warmer colors. And I didn't believe until somebody said, well, your color palette is pretty warm. It's basically browns and blues all over. And I'm like, no, it is not. So then I started looking back and like, oh, shoot, it is. So I think it's very subconscious. When I'm doing my own retouching, I'm basically, there's that point, and I don't know how to tell you, there's that point that like, yeah, this is ready. And let it sit for overnight generally. And if I still feel it the next day, I just publish. But there's no, I don't think I have a recipe for that. Like what's good, what it's not. Yeah. I just feel it. It sounds pretty poetic, but it's how it is. Like I feel this is good enough.
Yeah. I'm down with that. All right.
Yeah, it's just like I said that. Yeah, this was my Christmas card. Are you going for like the most embarrassing ones, aren't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's on your Instagram, I'm gonna hit it up.
Fair enough. That's public domain. That's fair game. Yeah, this was my Christmas card. I was just experimenting. I'm not proud, but I'm not embarrassed of it either.
So a couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you're not posting too often on Instagram, are you?
I am not. I'm honestly kind of. It's discouraging because.
Are you over it? You're over it, aren't you?
No, it's not over. I feel like we are in a. So there's this guy. I think his name is Robert Reich, and he was talking about the desperation of being an overnight radio host. That he was doing the show for 1 hour, 3:00 in the morning. And he always had the sensation that he was speaking to nobody. And I think that's what Instagram's doing to us. We put a lot of heart and soul and sweat and blood into creating. And then Instagram doesn't deliver anymore. I went from having 2,000 impressions to having 60, 70. So when you're creating work with everything you have in your heart and the tool that you're trying to propagate is not sharing with the people who want to see it, I get discouraged really. I wish I'm start to being a little nostalgic, but I wish we would have maintained what we had before, which it doesn't have to have a huge audience, but at least the people who decided to uh, follow your work got to see. Most of my friends like, hey, are you seeing my stuff? Like, nope, it's just ads. So it kind of lost the fun a little bit.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. Like Instagram back in the day, it was great. Now,
Yeah,
not so.
yeah.
It's just like you have to
It,
put up reels and like remix someone's dumb audio to get views.
yeah,
It's
maybe it's that the age creeping in and I'm getting grumpier about things, but
that's how you know you're getting
no, I'm
mature.
not. I'm
You're
not.
getting a little
Yeah,
grumpy.
I'm not.
I got old.
Yeah, I don't want to. I want to be a kind of dancing monkey. That every week there's a new thing that we have to do, any new trick because the algorithm has changed, and I think it resonates with lots of creatives. Like, no, I do motion as well, so I'm less of a solid source for that. But I know people who only do stills, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
they have to adapt to doing reels and do funny things because Instagram say, "Come on, monkey, dance for me," and I don't care for that. It's just like
Yeah.
either you're a photo app or you're not. So anyway,
Yep.
sorry for being grumpy about it.
No,
It's
I
touchy.
love a good grumpy artist. It's kind of like it's my favorite artist.
Oh,
Is a
cool.
grumpy one.
Yeah,
All right,
there's some
so
subjects that gets me.
lifestyle is such a broad term for photography, but it's
Mhm.
all often commercial or associated with commercial. I associate it with people laughing. So it's like if I hear lifestyle, people,
It doesn't have to be. No.
you pretty much like everyone's having a fucking great time. And they
Yeah.
often associate that with like, oh, these people are happy. That's Coca-Cola. So like when you get a lifestyle campaign, like explain your process of coming up with like, all right, what's the objective? What are we trying to do? How do we do it?
So, one thing that I generally tell regular citizens, and nobody gets it, but when I tell another creative they do, is just I do photography, so I can do photography. And when you create for somebody else, you basically doing the job of a ghostwriter. You are using your skills to create a Frankenstein for somebody else. So you have to follow guidelines and rules. And generally for brands, unless you're shooting PSA, if you don't know, guys, PSA is public service announcements, or you're shooting pharmaceuticals, which one touch and the emotions. Brands want to associate themselves with, guess what, being fun and being super happy and super friendly. So I would say that 90% of the time, uh, they want, the outcome to be joyful and bright. But it is not always like this. When I shot for Arizona Public Service, it was during COVID. And throughout the whole process, we were like, we got to tone this down. Nobody is happy now. We should not shooting super happy people. But I would say that a big chunk it is pretty much that it's conveying, hey, look how happy you are shooting, having a day at the beach with the Jeep Cherokee, or look how happy you are with whichever brand you're doing. From my creative standpoint, I hate posing people. I think, I mean, it has its place, but it not in my book really. So I love working with cast that can do some sort of acting. And I am the dad on set. I tell the dad jokes, and I have this little embarrassing, horrible dancing that I do, and I tell cringy jokes deliberately so people are so embarrassed that they actually get reactions. And and coming from the editorials and photojournalism, it works a lot because I shoot continuous. So for the whole, it could be animated. It could be an animated GIF or GIF. How's it called? GIF or GIF?
It's both.
Yeah, let's go with that. And so I'm trying to capture the action that is already there. And for me, even if it's just like the client wants a frame, I still have to in my little notepad to write the story behind what is going on, because I cannot just like, okay, you laugh now. What are you laughing at? Nobody laughs for no reason. If they do, is there's something wrong. So I write a little script. This is a family having Thanksgiving, and you guys are happy. We see each other. You don't see each other. So even if the campaign does not call for a story, I still write it because it's easier for me to guide myself on what I want to achieve.
Yeah.
So
So what was this for?
what this very
What are
one?
What are you selling here?
Oh, this is for Arizona Public Service.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's literally what I told them. It's just like, huh?
So, like, how did they use that photo? Come to Arizona, bring
No,
Thanksgiving
this was
here?
for their electricity company. So they wanted to produce a campaign that would tell people from Arizona that they were all together on that. That was during COVID. Most
Okay.
sci-fi thing I've done in my life. We had to have 2 backups. In case you got sick, somebody else will take over. In my case, I think I called the lovely Auntie Sinclair. I was like, hey, if I get sick, please take it over. We were in a bubble for a week. So even after we were out of the set, we had to go straight to the hotel, could not see anybody, could not go anywhere. And we got our nose poked. Oh, God knows how many times, because we had to test before, after, the morning after, and again and again and again. So it was kind of bizarre situation that we are like in this kind of lunar tent that we could not go anywhere, talk to anybody. And like I said, the productions, there's a lot of money, so it's understandable. If anybody got sick and contaminated everybody else, there goes $200,000, and nobody wants that. So it was really weird, but it was the outcome was pretty great. So they want to use for, kind of tell the people of Arizona that they would have help and support even during those weird times. And I think that's what it was.
Is this one of your dad jokes? Is that how funny they are? Right there?
Oh, she's a good actress too. They're horrible, but I was telling the dad jokes. Yeah.
Was this for Starbucks? Who's this for?
No, this was a spec ad. It was just
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Nice.
same people. And that's another thing, guys. Passion projects are very important. I just read about this, and I think it's so true. When you're showing your portfolio, don't show only things that is shot for someone. Show things that you want to shoot for someone. So that's where passion projects take place. I do passion projects all the time. It's your own time and dime, obviously, but it shows the clients that you know what they want and you want to shoot. You have what they wanted to shoot. So it's super, super important. Before I got to shoot for Jeep, I had done like 2 passion projects with them, and it's super important because somehow creative directors and art buyers, they're like the most creative people on the field. And at the same time, if you don't have something that they want to see, they're like, yeah, no, I cannot visualize. But I know it's the same lighting. This is my process. This is what I have. Do you have anything with a Pepsi? No, but I have with Coca-Cola. Yeah, but I don't have with Pepsi though. So it is that silly. It's that silly. So do passion projects. I love passion projects because, one, you don't have the pressure of being screwing up with somebody else's money. Because it's always like that. It's just like, I cannot believe that people are hiring me and putting the risk of, if something goes wrong, the whole production. And you don't have that in passion projects. If it doesn't work, like, it was not that great. Moving on. So do the training so you can do the game.
Yeah. So are you teaching workshops? Do you do like one-on-ones with people?
I thought that's what this whole podcast was about. Try to answer. No, just kidding. No, not really. I used to do one-on-one with photographers that wanted to hear my gibberish, but thankfully it's been quite busy, so I don't have much of the time available to do it, which I love. I love talking creative with people. I generally believe that we should not have gatekeepers in this industry. That's a huge, huge stone, because people are, oh no, I'm not going to share my secrets or blah, blah, blah. And I genuinely believe from the bottom of my heart that if everybody understands how pricing goes, for instance, if nobody's charging $30 for images, the whole industry elevates. So, and again, it comes down to, I have great friends. Sometimes we get ourselves in this weird situation. Like I just bid on a project for Toyota and I lost the project. And we're like, who got the project? Oh, it was the green group. So I called the rep and said, man, you guys got my Thanksgiving turkey. And we all friends. Bryan Cranston said, it's not your job to get hired. It's your job to be ready when it's time for you to get hired. So if I share information, if we all share information, everybody gets elevated to the point of which, okay, I know how to bid properly. I know how to do a treatment, which is a whole other story. I know how to create for these brands, and everybody, has the knowledge. The industry gets elevated and everybody wins. So I love talking shop. I love people hit me up all the time and I don't have any secrets. I didn't create anything. I just learned from others. So if I can help, I'm always willing to. But I don't have much time anymore these days. And it kind of makes me sad. So I don't go to conventions anymore as I used to.
Make time and do a tutorial. I think we should do it.
Hey, you guys heard it.
Process.
Guys heard. Let's do it. Let's do it. No joke. I mean, we've been talking about it for a while, and I felt like super flaky because I'm like, hey, we should do a tutorial, and then I disappeared, and that was when I went to Saudi Arabia. But I would love to. Yeah, or even, I don't know, man, a Q&A, something like that. Just love talking to people. So that's a good, it's a payback to, I like I said, I do not learn everything by myself. I have mentors in this industry, and to this day, whenever I don't know something, or just like, this year has been crappy, I'm not getting anything, I call them like, can I just tell you how bad my day has been? So I would love to kind of give back to, if I can help one or two people to get in this industry, that would be great.
I love that. Well, thank you for making the time for this talk.
Sure.
Look forward to seeing more about what you do, and appreciate it.
Sure, I appreciate you guys. I'm so happy that it finally happened. I hope it's useful, and I apologize. I talk a whole hell lot.
Hey,
I don't need caffeine, but I drink a lot.
That was the point of this whole meeting. It's weird when people don't talk.
There you go. There you go. So accomplished. Super thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. And if you are watching, you can go, or give us the name of your favorite tutorial from us that maybe, I don't know, transform you the most, if there was one. What should people go watch?
Go watch Seth stuff. Seth is one of the most amazing retouchers you ever find anywhere. And again, Kate Woodman. I wish I had the mojo that Kate Woodman has. So anything from Seth, anything from Kate, I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah, two of my favorites as well. Well,
yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
And two amazing people too.
Yeah, absolutely. Seth is a terrible cuddler, but other than that, they're both great.
I cannot say yes or no for this one.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
All right.
Later,
Thank you, guys.
This podcast is officially over. See you next time. Catch you a little later on down the trail, dude. Thanks for listening. I get out of here and start shooting.
I can remember very distinctly one of the very first classes. You had to take one roll of film and tell a story. And you got 4x6 prints made of them and you put them on the wall. I remember watching some of the people's images go up on the board and being like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? These people are so talented.
I was a DJ. I worked a lot at night. Sort of felt that itch to do something else. And after some soul searching, the only thing that I was excited about doing was taking pictures.
And I would Photoshop myself into other places. And a lot of times it never even went online. I didn't care because it wasn't for necessarily the world. It was because I wished I was anywhere other than where I was.
I suppose academically I failed everything, so I was left with very few choices.
I was cater waitering. I'd work till 11, 12 o'clock at night, retouch until 3 or 4 in the morning. Even though I didn't really have the talent, I'd be willing to work when other people would sleep.
And at times I look at my work and I think, damn, I'm a shitty photographer. Fuck, it's nothing.
You have this idea of what can be done because you're assisting, and you just can't create it.
So often today's artists, I think we get ideas and we end up sitting on them and we don't follow through. I think we can be our worst enemies.
I will talk myself out of a project before I even begin it because I think about all the things that might go wrong or could go wrong.
When you first start out with doing anything, you've got like 5 people, one of those is your mum following you, and it's difficult to get accurate feedback.
You have to be willing to be rejected by the artwork, by yourself, by your peers.
We get worried what our peers are going to think. We get worried what the talent is going to think or what the celebrity is going to think.
And for me, it was always like, I understand that, but I also understand that you have to be passionate enough to throw the excuses aside and just start the process.
First struggling, then assisting full-time for 3 years, then struggling some more, then retouching, freelancing, getting my first job.
But I'll lay in bed and something will just pop in my head and I just go, what if? Wouldn't it be interesting if?
Try it. It didn't work, throw it out. Try it, it didn't work, throw it out. Try it, it works, it doesn't work, throw it out.
You don't become a great photographer, you don't become a great painter, you don't become a great sculptor without having some downfalls and going in the wrong direction.
I allow myself to fail because I like to fail, because I like to grow. But you have to decide that you want it, because it's not easy to be great at anything.
Even though I'm not at the place I want to be, I'm still moving forward.
Nobody's going to love everything that we do. But I think you have to take a chance.